Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. I hope you're all doing well for this match of the day, the 51st PVO versus the 8th Escuadrón de Combate. The South Americans face off against the Europeans. We have a few little bits and pieces we have to get out of the way first. Firstly, we want to do our dice rolls so we can tell what map we're on. There is a chance that we will be able to play on Syria today. If this number is below 6, 1, 2, 3, go. That's 11. Whoopsies. And the coin flip, the 51st PVO has selected tails. And tails it is. The 51st PVO picks the starting side. So we are going to go to mission load. Perfect. We've got everything running now. As we get set up. Both of these teams, experienced, capable, qualified, have credentials to back themselves up with. So there will be a fight to watch. Not only that, but we're getting treated to some excellent pilotage by the 51st PVO, who will undoubtedly be bringing their signature wonderful formations into the fight. And the 8th as well, no doubt looking to have a good fight. Alright, this map is a tricky one, and I'll show you why. It is overcast and cold, and late in the afternoon. So we have Tsukumi facing off against the eponymous Tbilisi Locini. This is the classic layup of the maps for Growling Sidewinder. So this cloud cover looks like it's at around 5,000 feet. Quite thick, but with patches of clarity in the middle. And it looks like the Reds have picked the red side. The 51st PVO. Undoubtedly going to be well equipped with MiGs for this match here. Of course, the electro-optical systems should, in theory, be disturbed by the clouds, though within DCS I do not believe that that necessarily happens. but everyone's looking handsome. This team takes themselves quite seriously, so all of these things like tail numbers will be assigned to these pilots. They're flying ostensibly their own planes within the unit, and they train pretty hard. We have Stinger and B-Spars, along with Spade, Trout, JP, and Technetium. Meanwhile, on the blue team, for the 8th Esquadron de Combat, we have Skeptical in the MiG-29, Skytrash in an F-14A, Adler in an F-14A, and Polar Coloco in an F-14A. Welcome in, everyone. It's good to see all of your faces. Hello, the dude, Montzari, Name It, Hex, Cert, Wormwood, Carshell. Hey, Wormwood, you the GCI? Couldn't be watching my stream then. Okay. So it looks like we've got at least 3 F-14As. And then there's a MiG-29 and an F-16 in the background. One more plane to come. Okay. Looking good. So, just spawning in the F-16, Vicha joined in, and Skeptical in the MiG-29. So this is a Cold War scenario, and we'll be able to tell by the weapons that they bring what kind of fight we're going to be looking at. This will be R-27, so R-27Rs, not ERs, not the extended range later generation models. No R-73s, they've got R-60 missiles, which are the earlier infrared guided missiles, quite maneuverable, but notoriously against F-14s has quite a low payload. Of course, MiG-29s also have the option of bringing the R-27T, which is a supersize heat seeker, though the 51st PVO does not tend to like using it. They're doing missiles, but these quite regularly come down to gunfights at the end of the day. So these, of course, being Cold War missiles, can be spoofed by infrared countermeasures quite a bit more reliably than their later counterparts. And of course, the F-14s do not get access to the AIM-54 Phoenix Fox 3 missile either. Limited Sparrows. Okay. Of course, we'll also be providing TAC-View coverage throughout this. So we will receive updates on the process of these matches in real time and be able to review at the end of the fight without any delay. You can tell when a MiG-29 has its engine on because the FOD deflectors come up. And as you can see here, the members of the 51st PVO like to do things in synchro. And Make no mistake, that includes starting their planes. Okay, so it still only looks like 4 of the members of the 8th. In fact, the MiG-29, driven by a Sceptical, interestingly enough, despite the collab cover, opting to go for R-27Ts. So these are the infrared guided versions, not radar guided. Distinguishable by its less pointy, reddish orangish coloured tip, which contains the infrared seeker. From personal experience, those missiles are very long range, but also quite susceptible to flares. And it looks like the members of the 51st PVO are starting their taxi. I was setting up for a shot, man. You can't despawn. It's a very fast taxiing. Hopping up on 2 wheels. Never hurt anyone. So, they have started their journey. Meanwhile, the members of the 8th still waiting on their 6th. Okay. I'm interested to see what the strategy will be with the F-14s, Echo 4 Adler, and Polacolo... Fucking hell. Polacoloco. I got it right the first time. So hard to say. Dumb brain. Welcome in, the Swanson. Hello, Uvalger. Hope you're doing well. This is what I call that you got any games on your phone angle. Okay. The F-16 for the 8th is making its way. Going for the heavy fuel loadout, seeing as ECM is not available at the moment. and equipped with the AIM-9 P5. So, not the most capable Sidewinder that's ever been flapped on the wings of an F-16. But arguably, possibly the best gunfighter in this situation. Of course, as you can see by having a look at the pilot here, no hammocks, no helmet-mounted queuing system. So they are welcome to use their night vision goggles if they want, but there will be no helmet-mounted devices. What will the last member of the 8th do? Okay. They wanted to wait to enter the runway until all of their planes are ready. They follow proper procedure. And because it will take a minute for the members of the 8th just to gather up, they're gonna switch off and refuel. Let's do a quick poll. On your screens will be appearing a poll where you can vote for the team that you think is going to win round 1 in this best of 5. Loop hasn't quite spawned in yet, so we're still waiting with bated breath to hear what they're bringing. If it's 4 F-14s, that'll be fun. Everything's going well for me, Antagonist. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Okay. Really need 08th to get their 5th pilot in action. Their 6th, rather. And Skytrash comes along better late than never in the F16, so they've got a full stack. Don't forget that the poll is running, so you can tell us who you think will cinch the win in the first match. Their 14 does look good. Get your glamour shots in while you can. But will they perform as well as they look? Now, if you want to see something cool, and if I know them, they should all start up simultaneously. All right. All of their engines on. And ready for battle. How are we looking over on the 08th? Just about in rotation. Don't tell me they just hit each other. Oh, God. Sorry about that. My partner came home. And, of course, you've got to be nice to them. Okay. I would definitely say that crashing into your teammates is not a perfect start. And I would really like it if they didn't do that, but that's okay. Do these F-14s have Rios? I don't know, we'll have to find out in the next round. I downloaded the skins that I was given. Electro, you give me the skins. I'll download them, I'll install them right now. We'll be right back. Hey, everyone's loaded in. Oh, okay. The SATAC stats link doesn't work anymore. I'll get that updated. But it is a channel on the SATAC Discord. So if you join the Discord, then it'll be there. Okay. Okay, the 51st is nearly in position again. Oh my god. It might be happening. Accidentally leant on my Stream Deck. Switch to the wrong scene, my bad. My bad, my bad. Oh, I fell over on the pavement yesterday after a really long gym session, and my body is sore, and I've got a sprained wrist, and I'm just a old man. That's a mess. The 51st PVO won the poll as well, by quite a large margin. So, suffice it to say that they appear to be the front runners in this circumstance. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And there we have it. You can expect the 51st PVO to fly in close formation with each other. As the first pair takes off. Meanwhile, on the blue team, Sky Trash, the second takeoff, followed by the F-14s. A no afterburner takeoff in the F-14A. Good thing it's a long runway. Okay, for the 51st, looks like everyone's off the runway. And we can see the tight, packed formation of the lead group taking shape. Same tactics as we've seen from the PVO before, as they make their way through this rough weather. They're nothing but lights in the dark at the moment. Would you fly in formation this close? In the muck? I don't think I'd have the confidence to do it. Looking good. Meanwhile, the formation of the 08th looks like Skytrash and Visha are spearing out ahead all the way up to 35,000 feet. Plenty of fuel to use. And the main formation consists of the F-14s and the MiG-29. It's a good-looking day outside, even if the flying conditions are not perfect. The second group of the 51st, trailing behind their leaders. This group usually follows on behind the main group to initiate the grinding maneuver. Thank you for the subscription, Karaya, and thank you for the follows as well, guys. Much appreciated. You can slap that follow down below if you want to make my day. Thank you for the follow, Born BCN. For those of you guys not familiar with me, my name is Airshow, the aviation VTuber. So, Skytrash and Visha spearheading the advance. Skytrash at 41,000 feet and 98.5 nautical miles away. The following group is happily sitting at around about 25,000 feet. In a loose battle formation, as Sceptical is climbing in his MiG-29 at 193 knots. No rush, no fuss. But the pattern of the 51st PVO has not broken yet. And they are happily going at about 270 knots for their climb. Their GCIs will be communicating exactly what's going on. The GCI for the 8th will know two distinct groups, 35,000 feet and 30,000 feet respectively. Looks like Skytrash has been vectored straight forward at 40,000 feet, but only equipped with heat seekers, so definitely not going to be winning any BVR fights, but maybe here with the intent of causing them to squeeze off a few of those precious R27s, of which the MiG-29 can only carry 2 of, and Skeptical, carrying the R27Ts, are probably looking to take advantage of the electro-optical system to and have a look at the separation just happening up ahead as we see the combat group of the 51st PVO begin to separate out. Spade sticking with his wingman. Thank you for the follow. I'm just a weekend warrior. So, Stinger has broken off to join the southern group, which is moving to engage Visha, and B-Spars is going to be supporting the northern group with Technetium and JP. Getting into their combat spread now. We may see a missile launch soon, as the current range is about 30 nautical miles, and with this rate of closure, it is not inconceivable for a missile to come off for a missile to come off the pylon here. You can actually see the contrails of the hostile aircraft just up ahead. So if you have a look just closely on your screen down here, you can see a sneaky F-16 that is beginning to launch countermeasures down there. No launches just yet, though. Obviously not quite determined to be a threat. Couple of countermeasures just coming off the wings there. They'll know that there's a chance of P5s. Smartly done. But is there anything actually flying towards them? No, but this R27 is going after Visha with a vengeance. And Visha is too high. And oof, Visha pushed their luck a little bit too far. And Spade manages to score that kill. That's one down. But Spade has used 2 R27s and is now down R60 Heatseekers. How's the rest of the team coming? The F-14s at 30 to 34,000 feet, followed by the MiG-29 Skytrash making a hasty exit here. Down through the soup. And of course, this camera angle doesn't look very good when visibility is like 10 feet. Skytrash seeks the safety of home. Separation between Technetium and Adler. And an AIM-7 off the wings already for Polar Coco. This one launched at quite unfathomable ranges, but has been enough to encourage Technetium to get down in tactical. Trout and Spade are mutually supporting each other, but Spade is not going to have any R27s left. Polar Rocco gets an R27 for extending up this far. The first launch by JP. JP now also only 6 nautical miles away from Adler, but is target fixated on Polo Rococo. Trout fires an R27 at Echo Fall, who still smell like they're still guiding. Trout dodges one, but will the other one get any luckier? Getting close. That is a narrow miss. Tough. Another aim 9 comes off the wings from Adler towards Spade, but it does not impact. An R27 goes out towards Adler, who is now having to defend against it. Is the lock being maintained? This missile going at 1,100 knots and dropping fast. But it's not going to have the legs. JP, right near Polarocco, launches an R27. The missile's in the sky. You can see it maneuvering. Impact. That's one down. All right, and we have Trout merged very close with 2 reds. Missiles flying out all over the place. M14 takes an R60. And Trout manages to get away with it. Trout now directly above Adler and Technotinium chasing down Sky Trash. This R27 not going to have the legs to do much here, but Stinger might be able to engage. Catches up with the buddy. Impact 1 R60, but it looks like it's not critical damage. A missile comes off the rails here. 2 missiles come off the rails. It's starting to look like Adler is fully out of control. Still 80 RPM on both engines, so it doesn't look like it's all she wrote just yet. But Technotinium launches an R27 at the F-16, which manages to connect. That's 1 down and 2 to go. Sceptical in the MiG-29. Still got his lights on, may want to rethink that. Adler in a badly damaged F-14. Launched off all his missiles, still has his tanks on board. And is in deep, deep trouble. Stinger probably looking to put a finish to this. Launches a very high off-bore sight R27. Does it have the legs to get away? It does, and finishes off the F-14. Stinger managing to score another one. Sceptical still with 6 missiles and 6 planes to kill. Looks like B-Spars is going to throw down the gauntlet here. As the missile comes off. But does it have an angle here? As Sceptical just manages to dodge it. But there's another one coming. The last R27 for B-Spade. And this is going to be difficult. Just a little bit of maneuvering could beat this. But no dice. Impact. And Sceptical goes down, taken out by B-Spars, who has secured the win in a 6-0, assuming everyone can get home. In a rather comprehensive victory for the 51st PVO, presuming that they have enough juice to make it home. Let's have a look at some of the stuff we missed here. Skytrash leading the way here. Lots of people dumping their tanks now. These F-16s obviously here to bait out some kind of missile, but Visha catches the attention of Spade, actually gets off an AIM-9 P5 at range of 8 nautical miles. It's a very long shot for an AIM-9P, but it is travelling fast. The R27 fired in response. Has the energy to catch up. The second R27 probably could have been saved in this instance, if just a little bit more patience were exercised. Echo Fall in the F-14A and Adler make a pass for Spade and Trout. at about 12 nautical miles here, and begin defending pretty hard with this R27 getting unlucky to not have the legs to reach Echo Fall. However, here we see the teamwork inherent in the 51st PVO as Trout begins defending. His wingman, Stinger, begins progressing overhead, and knowing full well that Stinger is now pushing the attack, Trout takes the opportunity to then go back on the offensive and climb back up, right in time to catch Echo Fall as he tries to climb a little bit higher. And then Adler manages actually to get caught right in the mix of things here. But an off-bore sight R60 that could have been flared but wasn't causes him to lose the vast majority of control and eventually wait for his time in the ground. Skytrash here, getting chased down by JP, who finds himself right in the midst of the backlines now. And what we see is cohesion being maintained by the 51st PVO, and the 08th, it didn't feel like it was a team versus a team. It felt like it was all 6 members of the 51st PVO focusing down just one person after one person after one person, and a comprehensive victory. As they collect up to start making their journey back home. I don't think we'll see too many fuel issues here. So how far to home? Stinger's the closest and is only 62 nautical miles away. Have any of you guys been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? The game that launched really well without any problems and really showed that maybe Eagle Dynamics isn't that bad. I've been trying to build a company in that game. Are they going to do a tight formation again? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Obviously, in the interest of time, I think everyone agrees that it's not a bad idea to make a straight beeline back to the origin point. You have no idea how the grinder setup works in DCS? Well, we can have a look at the practicality of it in TACView. So, what we're talking about here is, let's see, it happens a bit better here. So, Spade and JP, rather Spade and Trout here, are supporting one another in close formation, flying towards Echo Fail. Now, the two of them are going to start maneuvering here And Spade seems to think for a brief moment that he's locked up with something, and then turns towards the F-14s, and any moment now you should see Echo Fail launch here. Right, there we go. At the exact second that Echo Fail launches his AIM-7 here, presumably going towards Spade right here, Spade instantly goes defensive and says, he's shooting at me. Trout up here goes, I'm pushing, because Trout knows that it's actually Spade who's getting shot at right now, meaning that Echo Fall is not guiding a missile towards him. So Trout says, I will continue attacking, you defend the Fox 1. And Trout is maneuvering such a way here to keep supporting his R-27. Now Trout realizes that he's getting too close to Echo Fail, and it's quite likely that his missile hasn't quite worked as it runs out of energy here, and he narrowly dodges the reply from Adler. But now that Trout is going, hey, they're firing AIM-7s at me, I'm having to go defensive now, Stinger comes along here and says, no one's firing AIM-7s at me, that means it's my time to push. As Trout starts going defensive against the missiles coming from Adler. So this is the grind happening now, and this is the result of the grind. Now that Trout has gone defensive, had his wingman take over the attack, Echo Fail has now had to go defensive in response, but without a wingman to support, then turns in hot against a jet that is closer and faster than he probably ever imagined. Is the Mirage 2000 a good plane? I know a lot of people who love it very much. It's one of the very few planes in DCS I don't own. It's just comprehensive, and in fact, in a Fox 1 environment, communication is key. Because if you can say and communicate effectively with your teammates, saying, he's firing a Fox 1 at me, you're clear to go. And your wingman says, okay, and then your wingman goes, I'm defensive, they're Fox 1ing me, you're clear to go. And then they're like, I'm supporting you, I'm launching on him and pushing in, you go defensive. And it's just the constant application of pressure and tempo. Oh, accidentally pressed the gear button instead of speed brake button. It happens. Hey there, Miha Pronin, how are you? Yes. You see, if the Cold War was just a series of 6v6s, of limited plane sets and making sure that all of the missiles that the Americans used were fair, then, yeah, it could have gone either way. Like a ball one. And with the successful landing and safe touchdown, that brings the score 1-0. Oh, of course I'm a fan of Thunderbirds. 5, bang, 4, bang, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go. Always felt bad for Thunderbird 4 though. Never got to go on any missions. Which, to be fair, it is a submarine. I mean, you guys have tried formation flying. We're going to be heading into formation landing. And joining the pattern. And also, that is a weird thing to say, Kip Duran. Why would you say that? SATAC is an apolitical organisation. Whilst its participants and creators may, in their lives outside of simulation flying, have their own political beliefs, this competition is conducted on neutral ground, where we all can coexist for one reason and one reason only, that is, to enjoy flight simulation. Down they go. Nearly time to test that reset button. That's a good point, Kip. I think we should leave it where it is. Okay, that is everyone down and safe. We are going to restart. Alright. Off we go. Alright guys, well, it's time to head over to round number 2 as we get ready for them to switch sides. And... and we'll see round 2 coming up. Make sure you stand up, have a drink, go to the bathroom. We'll be back in a second. Right. So the 51st PVO is all lined up. They'll start their engines up. Yeah, I was going to say the the USSR. This squadron is specifically a I think it's from the late 80s, the 51st PVO that they're emulating here. Of course, in this specific instance, it's a MiG squadron. Usually they fly Su-27s. And it is distinctly USSR themed, and in fact, they have members from all over the place. So it's a bit of a roleplay squadron, really. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't factor into anything we're doing at the moment. Speaking of the USSR, has anyone been playing Stalker 2? I don't know what it is about games that involve exploring post-Soviet wastelands, but I love them. That's what I meant to check last round. Do they have Rios? No. Cool. But I accidentally switched role. Of course, if you want to... If you want to help out with SATAC, you can always interact with the going live tweets on Blue Sky and Twitter. Good places to get all of your airshow content and get a couple of extra eyes on the competition. Because God only knows, the only thing that Elon Musk's algorithm is doing is thinking about who's clicking that button the most. I guess it's always been like that. The members of the 8th are beginning their taxi. And they look good doing it. Same lineup as before, 2 F-16s, a MiG-29, and 3 F-14As. I wonder if this time we'll see them leading the way with the F-14s, because it felt like the objective was to bait out some missile shots with the F-16s. The only problem being that one of the missiles that was being baited by the F-16s actually hit. And it felt like the gap between the F-16s and the players that were going to be backing them up was just a little bit too big. If those F-14s came in screaming over top of the F-16s as they started going defensive, I wouldn't be surprised if they had experienced a bit more success. And it was unfortunate that the MiG-29 on the opposite team, carrying the R-27Ts, which was obviously supposed to be their sneak attacker, felt like it was playing a little bit too far on the side of caution with fuel, and as a result got there low, slow, and late. Either way, we'll do a poll. For those Americans in chat, did you have good Thanksgiving food? What did you eat? What sort of delicious food have you filled yourself up with? And do you have Does it allow 15Es? It does, but this is SATAC Cold War. And in fact, I saw some interesting footage of some F-15E flying in a competitive scenario with the venerable STT checklist, possibly one of the best Wizzos/Rios I think I've ever had the pleasure of seeing fly. Making some real magic happen in the F-15E. So it looks like Sceptical is taking the big heat seekers again. So obviously having a go, and it looks like the F-14s are taking the lead this time, so a change up in strategy, no doubt. Looks like they're just replenishing their tanks for the 51st, and they'll start up their engines any second. You had all the hits. Cranberry sauce, your mum made some sweet potato buns, plus some amazing cinnamon honey butter. The F-15E is a Cold War jet. Yeah. Despite this being, in air quotes, SATAC Cold War, what it really is SATAC, let's fly the planes that we don't get to fly as much. Seeing a lot of MiG-29s, a lot of F-14s, you know. So it's not a strictly historical thing so much as it is a what will happen if we limit people's options thing. The only problem is that I wish we had seen at least one F4 in a match. Of course, there has been one F4. I tried flying the F4 and I got owned. Of course, one of the troubles with the MiG-29 is that it starts up one engine at a time, so it does take a tiny bit longer to start than most FC3 planes. Don't forget to vote on the poll. Okay, both teams ready. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Meanwhile, over on the red team, uh-oh. Looks like he might have been caught in the wake turbulence. But fortunately undamaged. Not always easy. The Bison? What's the Bison the code name for again? The farmer? Or the, or the MiG-15? All right. We see the formations of the 51st starting to gather. Oh, the Bison's a MiG-21. You learn something new every day. Fish bed. Yeah, I tried taking the fish bed in a SATAC match. I got owned. I flew everything in the SATAC matches you're not supposed to fly. I flew the Phantom, I flew the Mirage F1EE, and I flew the MiG-21, and I got owned all 3 times. So, and it looks like Polaco Loco has managed to take off from an alternative runway. Unfortunately, is undamaged, it seems. And I think there are talks happening about competition of a similar format that will not include... pardon me. That will not include the MiG-29 or F-14 or F-16. So it'll be a third generation battle, which I would very much like to see. Looks like the 51st PVO are the favourites, but they are not winning by a huge amount in the polls. 60% of the votes, which is hardly conclusive. So, strategy for the 51st does not appear to have had changed much, though it does look like the members of the 8th are drifting a little bit further to the north this time. The MiG-29's in a more of a leading position this time as well. So it's not straight out the gates with the F-16s today. And Skytrash is forming a 2-pair of F-14s. Do I have those matches on tape? They'll be uploaded to the SATAC YouTube channel when I flew as a pilot. I've only had 1 kill in SATAC so far, and that was with the MiG-29. In fact, was it 1 or was it 2? I can barely remember the match. I think in the first round of the match that I brought the MiG-29, I got 2 kills, and then I didn't get any in any of the other matches. Blue takes control of the battle area. That's the 51st PVO for this round. I think it was more you were rocking that match. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, though. Okay, so Visha in the north with the F-16, Skytrash and Adler in F-14s are going down the south. Looks like Echo Falls going to join in with Skytrash and Adler. And Polako Loco and Septical are going to follow on behind Visha in the MiG-29 and F-14. Septical still flying very conservatively with fuel, no afterburner necessary. Whereas the members of the 51st seem very content to get this done quickly. This shot's a cool one if you can get it. I forgot how to... Someone taught me how to do this and I've completely forgotten now. Never mind. So, primary group is going straight down the middle with their backup right behind them. The F-14s going in a south direction, sticking closer to the mountainous terrain. And it looks like they're setting up for a pincer maneuver here as we see the members of the 51st begin to separate out into their battle lines. So, Like a deadly flower, the petals of the 51st PVO have opened with Black Pixel and Trout going for Visha. Looks like JP is accepting the challenge presented by the F-14s. 52 nautical miles away, and both sides, in fact, the altitudes are not the same. Tech and JP have progressed up to 41,000 feet, which is proper high, and well within missile launching range, but the F-14s are happily staying at around about 25,000 feet, so they are beginning to decline. No missile launches just yet. The distance, 40 nautical miles now, but only 23 for Black Pixel and Trout. Will we see a launch? The contrail of his opponent visible, but Visha has started to defend. So, the F-16 did not successfully bait out any missiles, but Polako Loco has launched off the first AIM-7 of the match, traveling at 1,850 knots, 41,000 feet. Meanwhile, an R-27 launched in response. The range is 17 nautical miles. Between the F-14s in the south, 18 nautical miles. I reckon we'll see JP shoot soon. And a missile comes off the wings. Heading towards the F-14 group. The AIM-7, not tracking anymore. Polako Loco has turned away cold. This R-27 is still tracking. First R-27 is at 24,000 feet and still tracking. And who is it going for? It's just lost track here, but Technitinium takes over the driver's seat of the grind and launches missiles. This R-27 with more potential going for Adler. Current speed is 1,200 knots. 1,000 knots. 900. 800, and it goes stupid. No luck. An R-27T being fired here, but no luck so far. Skytrash, gotta have to make something happen here. Deadly close to all of the hostiles in the area. Needs to lock something and shoot something. Easier said than done in this cloud cover. No dice. Trout, now pushing towards Visha and Spectral. Skytrash launches an AIM-7. Might have caught JP out unawares here. But it's a big missile, a lot of drag, and JP manages to get away. An R-77 towards Adler manages to impact. R-27 rather. And the F-14 goes down. Another AIM-7 launched at JP. Technitinium scoring that one. This is going to be very difficult to get away from. This is a 7M, but somehow is evaded. B-Spar's not successfully finding his opponent. Meanwhile, a very intense battle here. Visha might be caught out. Gets impacted by a R-27. Sceptical surrounded on all sides by opponents. Must surely know that this mega head is unfriendly. Come on, Sceptical. An AIM-7 launched from Polako Loco, going for Trout here, who might be caught a little too high. Trout runs out of luck, Trout goes down, and they get their first kill. The 8th AIM-7's coming off the rails with alacrity here. Echo Fall with Technitinium right behind him, dives down into the clouds, but no dice. Sceptical, chasing down Black Pixel here. Finally launches the missile, but it doesn't appear to have had tracked. Now that is a big loss. This missile goes straight for the sun. The forbidden heat signature strikes again. B-Spar is chasing down Skytrash. Skytrash actually managed to take down JP, it looks like. Missiles coming off the F-14. Just trying its darndest to defend. Manages to close the circle. JP does confirmed go down. Tech launches an R-60. Head on at the F-14, which is right beneath him. The R-60 impacts and does not kill the F-14. Another R-60 coming out towards Skytrash. No dice. B-Spars fires again. Skytrash finally loses control. And Septical is chasing down Black Pixel here. But Polaco Loco's just launched an AIM-7. Hopefully this isn't tracking his buddy. And it misses by centimeters. Septical still chasing Black Pixel. Technitinium and B-Spars managed to deal with their man. Black Pixel with Septical directly behind. But Septical doesn't appear to have a single missile left to his name. This is down to guns. Polaco Loco and Stinger merge with each other within visual range. Looks like the MiG-29 has taken up the advantageous position. Successfully getting onto the 6 of the F-14, but is down to R-60s. Not an easy weapon to make much happen with. Septical catching up to Black Pixel, firing the gun. Septical desperately needs to jettison this external fuel tank here. Stinger on the tail of Polaco Loco. Polaco Loco potentially not having the situational awareness here. Septical running out of time to secure this kill before Technitinium and B-Spars get involved. And off goes the R-60. Flares dropped by the F-14, but no dice. The right engine catches fire. A second missile comes off the rails. Impact again. And that's enough to ensure that this F-14 has had its last flight. Septical, the last one left, with no weapons left. It's still chasing down Black Pixel. The reason he's not successfully catching Black Pixel here is because he has not jettisoned his external fuel tank, which must surely be empty by this point. Polaco's F-14 about to introduce itself to the ground. Impact. Now it's all on Septical. Septical in deep trouble here, as an R-60 from Stinger seals the deal. And down it goes. And that means that the 51st PVO take control of the battle area. So, it is a bit of a long flight to go back home, with around about 107 nautical miles to go. Looks like Black Pixel's going to start the journey. Let's have a look at what we missed. It wasn't too much. So, Visha leads the charge here and has an attempt on... Sorry, just give me a sec. There we go. So Septical, Visha rather, led the charge here, inviting out a missile shot from Black Pixel. How far away was it when he defended? Okay, so he went defensive right as he crossed the 20 nautical mile threshold, which, to be fair, is a sensible distance with which to do that. And certainly to be turning cold at 16 nautical miles, it is extremely disciplined for the members of the 51st to have had not fired in this instance, but I think that they saw the Duke in the first round and decided that they weren't going to take the bait. Well, thank you for the gifted sub, 81 Banana. I hope that you're doing well and good fun watching your stream. And we can see the grind working exactly as advertised here, as all three members of the 8th in the north turn defensive at the same time, and that just means a complete loss of operational tempo. Septical managing to have Trout fly directly over the top here. The clouds only working as a disguise for a little while, as an R-27 from Stinger seeks out Visha and ensures that he will not get away from this scot-free. Polaco Loco managing to get the first kill of the members of the 8th by successfully taking out Trout here. And that's a good kill. Exactly the sort of thing that the AIM-7 excels at. And now we have Septical on the 6 of Black Pixel. We see R-27T get launched, no track. Another R-60 launched, goes for the countermeasures. That one goes for the countermeasures. That's 3 missiles evaded. Black Pixel putting on a clinic. A 4th missile evaded now. And then a 5th missile evaded. What you wouldn't give for one radar-guided missile in this instance. And then Septical ends up, I think at this point, down to guns, yeah. And it just turns into a bit of a disaster from then on. Meanwhile, in the southern group, some very close quarters fighting happens here. Titanium hunts down and kills Adler here with an R-27R shot from good range. Only 2 nautical miles away. And Adler tries their best to no avail. And Technitinium instantly switches targets over to the F-16. Gets nice and close to him. And fires off an R-60. That's all she wrote. And then Sky Trash is in the one situation you don't really want to find yourself in, which is to say, you have MiG-29s with massive energy advantages coming for you. Tech's first R-60 does hit, but R-60s aren't good at killing F-14s. that second R60 actually didn't hit. This third R60 does hit, and Sky Trash disintegrates in the sky after taking damage incompatible with survival. In fact, B-Spars looks like manages to clean him up with a gunshot. Maybe the bullets didn't hit, but it was certainly enough to cause an ejection. Black Pixel managing to evade this missile through nothing more than a Polaco Loco, I think, breaking the lock just a little bit too early. And certainly could have guided this missile to terminal. That will be a missed opportunity for them. And Sceptical just out of luck. Stinger tangling here. Getting very close to Polaco Loco, who doesn't manage to find him. And Stinger just gets the easiest bum shot of his whole life. As this F-14 breathes its last. Dang. And that's all she wrote. All right. How far till home? Not too far. Stinger, B-Spars, Black Pixel, and Technotinium beginning their long journey home. So, Stinger charging at a pace, I think. $40,000 feet. Even with the MiG-29's engines, you're going to get good fuel economy then. How are we looking for distance as Stinger begins his descent? Probably wanting to have this happen sooner rather than later, just because it is getting dark. So what are you guys thinking of the battle so far? Do you think there's room for the 8th to gather themselves and face off for the next rounds to come? Or do you think the composure of the 51st is probably a little bit too off-putting, and that this is an unrecoverable spin for the 08 Squadron? No, there are four members of the 51st. In fact, let me just check something. Because we have B-Spars, Black Pixel, and Stinger. And we know that Trout got splashed here, but what happened to JP? Okay, so JP was chased down here by Skytrash eventually. The Skytrash did manage to finally get the AIM-9Ls to work. Or maybe not. Okay, that last AIM-9L finally launched close enough for it to work. Only time will tell. Yes, that's very true. Though more incredible things have happened. And many teams have underestimated their opponent in the 3rd and 4th rounds. So 2 kills for the 8th, yes. A marked improvement on the 1st round. So if anything, they have shown their adaptability is certainly up to the challenge. Hello, Akame. Welcome in. Welcome in. You're just watching the end of the 2nd round here. Are you watching Harry Potter right now? Oh, bouncy is fine and looks good. That is round 2 for the 51st PVO. And that's the second one down. Technitinium the next. I hope that that your moving around, Akame, has gone well. I hope that your living situation becomes more comfortable and enjoyable. You need the rot? Are you calling my content rot? Man. I don't rot, I ferment like fine wine or liquor, you know? Technitinium, happy to, not necessarily land on centerline. That's how you can tell he's kind of low on fuel. When the MiG-29 gets really light and low on fuel, it can be a bit of a pain to land just because it doesn't want to go down. It just wants to fly. And Black Pixel is out of fuel. Put one in chat if you think Black Pixel will make it back. In fact, we can do some calculations. He's got 8 nautical miles to cover and 5,000 feet to do it. I don't think he's going to make it. One in chat if you think he'll survive. 2 if you think he's going to die. Fortunately, if he does go down, he's not in a densely populated area, so, this is not looking good. In fact, this is looking bad. The airfield within spitting distance now, but no, he's out of juice. He's had it. Ooh, we might make it out of the residential area. How is this thing still flying? Uh-oh, this is it. Well, out and safe. Now we will... Kaboom. We'll restart the mission. Whoops. There we go. All right, guys. Let's get ready for round number 3 in this ongoing saga. Whoops, round pound. And there he goes. Get up, get yourselves a drink, wash your hands, clean your ears, and I will see you all in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. Just having a look at the server right now, and I'm not sure where the 8th is. Let me see. Send some messages. It's a one-man band sometimes, so all this has to be figured out on the fly. Hmm. Well, we have the 51st PVO all here. Did they think it was a best of 3? I don't know. We'll reach out to them. Gives us an excuse to look at an autocannon. I wonder why the Russians didn't want Gatling guns. If anyone knows the history of that, I would be most interested. Well, I guess the MiG-27? No, the ground attack version, the MiG-23, had a very interesting 30mm Gatling gun. Beautiful day for flying. I love these Russian jets that have these big kind of panoramic front windows. I love the IL-76s that have the navigator's position. And now that I have a look at it, I wonder if these things on the side are aerodynamic or if they're a part of the radar. These bulbs, you know. And these old-timey engines with the thrust reversers that swing out the back. It's a wildly interesting thing. Hello there, spaceman. We're just trying to see what happened to the 8th. Just in time for the last round. Well, we shall see. The 51st PVO is hot and ready, but we have no members of the 8th Escadron de Combat. And they're coming back. Don't forget, guys, you can also join in on SATAC and SATAC discussions by following the links that have been appearing in chat. And you can hit the follow button down below to support me. Do a lot of aviation content, though I have been playing some Stalker 2 recently. And, yeah, having a grand old time. Alright, we are gathering up the 8th now. So we have a match on our hands. Visha in the F-16, the first to arrive. Looks like 6 members have joined. Excellent news. Yeah, no, it's they just hadn't joined the mission. I think they might have thought it was only 3 best of 3, but no, not quite. Oh, and it looks like they've picked up an additional F-16. That'll be occupied by Sol, who... Oh, Skytrash is coming along. Echo Fall and Skytrash have swapped over to F-16s. Polaico Loco, sticking in the F-14. So, Echo 4, Sky Trash, Visha, now in F-16s, Polaco Loco in an F-14. And then, over on the red team, we have the same group as before. Trout, Black Pixel, JP, Technotinium, and B-Spars and Stinger. Probably looking to get their engine started shortly. The F-16s will be looking to weapon up and get their fuel bags on. Okay, who are we waiting on? Looks like Sol is taking an F-16 as well, meaning that all we're waiting for is the sixth member of the member of the 8th Esquadron. Why are they unarmed? They just haven't put their weapons on yet. As you can see, this F-16 is receiving its armament now. So you can see the weapons being put on wings. There you have it. All of the pylons filled up and looking ready. Who are we waiting for? Adler, who's joining up now. Have the members of the 51st started taxiing yet? No, engine's not quite on. Looks good. Now we just need Sol and Adler to take their positions. And off they go. And the last member of the 8th is also heading down to the runway. So we should be getting started in no time. Okay. Eighth is ready. Both teams ready. Get set. 19, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Awesome. And there begins round number 3. Let's do a quick poll. Who do you think's got this one in the bag? We'll watch them form up. Looking good. The unmistakable smoke trails of MiG-29s. Meanwhile, leading the way, Skytrash in the F-16, hauling along and climbing to 33,000 feet. Not even afterburning. Okay. Checking my TAC view. Everything's looking good. They're 127 nautical miles away from each other at the moment, so nothing much to worry about. Skytrash going to be trying the same F-16 baiting that I think we've seen attempt to have happen. Very heavily F-16 centric. With the two F-14s flying in close formation. Spectacular. Blue takes control of the battle area, with Skytrash entering quite early on and quite fast. Meanwhile, the 51st follow suit, with their front group entering the zone right on time. Just those little touches of afterburner to make sure you stay in position. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. And looks like Sol and Visha in the F-16s are breaking away to the north. They'll have fuel to play with, but not the long-range weapons that they might be hoping for. Why is he the only one touching burners? Any number of reasons, probably. Just maintaining positions. We see the break. Well, he might be trimmed differently, or he might be just playing a little bit more of the throttle than the other guys. Pardon me. So Trout and Black Pixel breaking off to the south. And JP and Technitinium maintaining straight course. Current separation, about 60 nautical. Skytrash the closest, about 45. So what do you think the plan is? Someone down there on Earth gets a free canoe. If you live in the Caucasus region, then you can pick up your free SATAC memorabilia by wandering around beneath the fight area and picking up all of the stuff that fall off their planes. 30 nautical miles now. Will Tech fire? Looks like he's keen for it. He's up to 44,000. And it looks like it's even Stevens for the teams. Nothing off the rails yet. Missile away. And this is one F-16 in trouble. Skytrash runs out of luck. And gets splashed. Technitinium not falling for it this time. A second R-27 launched already. An AIM-9 actually in the air. Is this guiding? Oh, it is. That'll be giving no launch warnings. Speed's only 600 knots, though. Adler fires an AIM-7. Looks like it might be at JP at a range of 17. R-27's coming in response. This missile does not appear to be guided anymore. What about the AIM-7? The AIM-7 doesn't appear to be guiding anymore. So, a few missiles traded here. Trout fires an R-27 at about 35,000 feet. But this one looks like it's going for Polaco Loco. Is it tracking? No. But it did have the energy it needed. Black Pixel flying between a flurry of missiles that have long since lost their guidance. Black Pixel with ordnance to use as well. Just needs to find the right target. Stinger fires an R-27 at Echo Fail, who you can see just up ahead. Echo Fall, rather. My mistake, sorry. Echo Fall going to have a tough time getting away from this. But Adler actually manages to score a kill against Trout. So Adler managing to catch up with one of the MiG-29s and successfully take it out. And that is Visha merging with B-Spars here, launching AIM-9s. And that one connects. Visha manages to score a kill with AIM-9s. JP is right on Adler here. R60 comes off, flares go out, but impact That F-14 is done for. JP manages to splash Adler. Polaco Loco, with no shortage of targets in the surrounding area. Looks like he's chasing down Stinger, who's defending, but does have an R-27 left. It'd be a shame to lose that. Technotinium looks like it's taken down the challenge of Visha. This AIM-7 chasing down Stinger is dumping out countermeasures. But an AUG-9 is hard to get away from, but may just have the legs to get away from it. A lucky break. Black Pixel, 10 nautical miles away from helping Stinger. Stinger's going to have to try and find some cover and turn around here, or else he's just going to get chased out. Polaco Loco, right behind him, launches another missile, which is probably going to hit, and it does. Polaco Loco manages to splash, and it's a 2v2, 3v2 rather. Black Pixel, 8 nautical miles away. JP, down to 3 R60s, and not necessarily close to anyone. Visha and Technotinium starting to face head-to-head. Technotinium fired both of his R27s though, so he's back down to R60s. And there is a lot of mountain and a lot of cloud directly ahead. It's going to be a bit of a situational awareness nightmare. Visha, I think, getting a little bit lost in the sauce here. I've got the camera locked onto Visha here from Technotinium's perspective. So there may be enough to get a radar lock here, but can the R60 gain some kind of contrast there? Missile comes off the rails. Heading straight for Visha. Visha gets splashed. Kaboom. An R60 straight to the cockpit, meaning that Polaco Loco is the one remaining. Has a tough battle ahead. Still has 1 Sparrow and 3 AIM-9s though, so is not out of the realm of usefulness. An R27 coming in. This could be the one that seals it. Polaco Loco gets splashed, but is this AIM-9 going to be a parting gift to Technotinium? Looks like it runs just out of energy right at the last moment. There you have it. Time for the 51st to head back home. A journey of 105 nautical miles. Let's have a quick look at what we missed. So, just let me make it a bit quieter here. There we go. So the first shot at 7 nautical miles from Technotinium. Skytrash fired an AIM-9 P5 at JP, and it was actually tracking, but got spoofed right at the last second there. And Skytrash not getting away from an R27 traveling at that speed. All in all, well flown though. Trout launching over to Echo Fall, but that missile goes bad. We didn't see what got Adler in the end. But a very good kill there with the AIM-7. Right on the edge of its range. About 3.5 nautical miles. Trout traveling at Mach 1.25, but the missile's traveling at Mach 2.8. Trout gets taken down. Only for JP to come and avenge. With an R60, that spells the end of the plane. Polaco Loco did a good job of chasing down Stinger here. Stinger quickly running out of options and not in amongst quite a lot of cover, so having to fight as best he can, but doesn't get behind the mountain in time, with the AIM-9L introducing itself. Kaboom. And there you have it. So long as one of these planes from the 51st PVO makes it back home, then that's it. Alright, Black Pixel and JP just forming up gently here to make the return journey back to Sakumi. And Tech looks like he's going to join him. How much further have we got to go? Looks like it's 54 nautical miles, and I don't think they're necessarily stressed about fuel. And if we're lucky, we might even see Technitinium come and join the formation. As you see him flying along in the background. And I think we've all had that moment when you're trying to form up with the tanker and you're going way too fast and you try and slow down before you get there, but it's not enough. Only just to frustratingly shoot ever so slightly by. So it looks like Tech might be taking the lead on this formation. The only thing that bothers me about the MiG-29 is that it only has the white light on one of its tails. I guess every twin-tail aircraft does that, but it's just not it's not symmetrical. It's not right. Uh-oh. Okay. What was that? Give me a sec. Wait, hold on. What? Oh my god. What was... He was dead. What? Okay. It looks like Sol didn't get the memo about not being alive and just been catching up with their RTB. I thought that was a cheeky little two-in kill. God bless Eagle Dynamics. So Sol, in his F-16, wasn't dead. Yeah, it was, I don't even know what to think about that. I'm confused, I'm frightened. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a DCS bug that's as old as time. It's just I've never seen... What happens is that someone takes enough critical damage to be, in air quotes, dead from the game's perspective, so, you know, in a situation like that, everything breaks down. The AI won't shoot at them, AWACS won't report their position, yeah. So, but I've never seen it happen where it was still so flyable. Like, I've genuinely never seen that happen in such a way that the plane could have... Because they were flying high and they were flying fast. And Technitinium lines up. He likes landing on the right-hand side of the runway. Probably so that he can leave space for someone on the left. And that captures round 3. For the 51st PVO. And it looks like JP is now happily down and safe too. Superb. Okay, well, I've invited both teams over to come and have a quick chat with me if they want to. We'll see if anyone comes and says hello to me. Opposite sides of the runway, that makes complete sense. Very disciplined, very disciplined. Very good aeroplaning by everyone. Okay, we'll give it just a minute or two more, and then we'll see if anyone comes and chats with me. Alright, doesn't look like anyone's keen to talk with me. That is okay. I do like the way that they broke differently each match. One going far left, one going middle, and two pairing off. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, Mad Dog and Stinger.
Hey.
How are you guys
Hello
going?
there.
Congratulations on the victory. How are you guys feeling? How were you expecting this to go? And how did it play out?
Feeling great. Went better than we expected. But yeah, seems like it was our best match. Our GCI decided to elevate himself and just like be really good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that
Yeah. And did you put in any specific practice for the 8th? It's a team I think that many of us have flown against before and are certainly familiar with. Have you studied their tactics? Were you prepared for what they might bring?
look, we did lose a match against them in the group stage from memory. I don't think we prepared for them specifically. We just had to iron out some communication between GCI and Elements, and just had some discussions about it. And today just clicked much better than before. So that was a
It
difference.
certainly looked like it. It felt like the grind and the just constant pressure was being applied all the time. It didn't look like at any point that things really fell apart and that everyone kind of stayed cohesive throughout the whole thing. So yes, very well done to... Who was your GCI?
Oh, it was
Mad Dog.
me.
Oh, well done, Mad Dog. What do you think made it different today? You drank 2 coffees?
Well, I guess it's just water. That I drank just water, so stay hydrated, guys. It's very important for your body. So I guess one thing I'm gonna say is that the whole GCI thing works around the trust of your teammates. Is they trust me and I trust them that they can take on the head-on fight that's coming towards them. So that's basically how I sort them. Except the last round, something a bit strange happened, that the fight was split in 2 halves, one very far north and one far south. So it was a bit difficult to look at the both sides, zoomed in at the same time and knowing what's going on in the southern part of the map.
No, I understand completely. Yes. Oh, and and of course we have Master Arm Servers here in chat as well. One of the new sponsors of SATAC, and definitely worth checking out, guys. And sorry about the F-16 that wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I thought that one of you team killed the other for the fun of it. I genuinely did not know that there was still a plane in the air. Those
None of us did. Yeah.
Those R60s, they never seem to cleanly kill things. They just wound them.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
That's
And
unfortunate.
you didn't have him on GCI, did you?
No, I had nothing. They were asking, like, I see something on my 6. I'm like, you guys are out of the bubble. There's nothing on your 6. It's like I got splashed. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've never ever seen anything like that in SATAC. And I barely
So
ever see it in DCS.
We got the message that we weren't around. They all
Yeah.
gone. And yeah, same. I'm not sure what happened. I was actually jumping to your stream because I wasn't flying anymore. And yeah, there was nothing on tech view. There was, I guess you could have probably seen him in F2 potentially.
Yeah,
but
I just don't like going through F2ing all the planes because it gives you the AWACSs as well, and it's a bit like, ugh.
yeah, fair enough. Yep.
Oh, but I could have seen him because he dropped his drop tank, and the drop tank just appears out of nowhere in the sky.
Oh my god, this was funny. We had a good laugh. So, and a moment of like, what the hell, times 100.
Like you said, you don't see it so often, and we're unlikely to see it again. And hopefully, we have less bugs in DCS, and yeah.
We can certainly hope and pray. But well, how many years has it been? Never mind. All right. Well, if you guys have any final words you'd like to say, or anything you'd like to say to your team or to the people watching at the moment, please go ahead. The stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Oid, for participating. Great match. Thanks, Airshore, for streaming. And yeah, we'll see you in the final.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. And I will wrap it up here.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Thank you, Airshare.
All right. Just let me restart the server. There we go. There we go. And the TAC views will be available in the 51st PVO Discord. All right. Thanks, guys, for being here and supporting me. I'm going to leave you today, and the next match to come up will be the finals. Big thank you for everyone who came and watched, and have a good weekend for those of you who had Thanksgiving. I hope your family hasn't disintegrated, and for everyone else, you take good care. Big love. Bye-bye.